this is Kyrie, this is who he is. You know he's going to dig in now because he's caught in backlash. Nick Friedel challenged him. Joe Tsai tweeted at him. Wish he'd have just pulled him into a room and had a conversation. Just because he tweets something, that doesn't mean you have to compound an issue by tweeting back at him. Just call him in. Hey, you're the owner. Just say, Kyrie, I'd like to talk to you about something that you posted. Look, Kyrie always wants you to think. He went to Duke. He wants you to think that he's a physicist and he's the smartest guy in the room and he's a conspiracy theorist. And he says, well, what if that didn't happen? I know, okay, I understand that it could have, but what if it didn't? Okay, even if it did happen, what if it didn't happen? What if who were actually responsible for it wasn't really responsible for it? See, that's how he does. And he's like, I just want to play devil's advocate. So me personally, Skip, I don't listen to anything Kyrie has to say. I think he's a phenomenal basketball player, but he just says a whole lot of stuff, and there are enough of his followers because he has a large enough platform. They're gonna say, Kyrie, you right. And the more people all he needs is one person to tell him that he's right, other than himself, and he's gonna keep it going. And so for me, this is, I ain't got no problem with freedom of speech. Freedom of speech in America does not mean you're free of consequences in America. So you can say whatever you want. You can spew whatever you want. But when the backlash and the consequences come, don't come, oh, cry me, Kanye. Oh, now all of a sudden you're like, oh, they got a knee on my neck. And it reminds me I was like Emmett Till and yada, yada. I don't want to hear that. Because when you were saying what you were saying, it was without repercussion. I'm free. I'm this, I'm that. And then somebody had to remind him, you look a lot like Shannon Sharp. Remember when OJ said, OJ, I ain't black, I'm OJ. Kanye started to believe that too. Yep. I ain't black, I'm Kanye. And then he got reminded, oh, yes, you are. But Kyrie, I don't know what his end game is. He's always trying to I'm a free thinker. Those are not free thoughts, Kanye. You reposted something. Now you said when Nick Friedel says, look, I understand what Alex Jones did. He made families relive a very tragic and horrifying moments in their life. He's a conspiracy theorist. I just like what he said 10 years ago. So you already said what the guy is. And now he's a proven liar. But it's that one thing that you like, you know what, it's that morsel over there. Now I get what he said right here. It's not true. Okay, is he a member in these secret societies? Is Alex Jones a member of these secret societies that he can attest to? Is Kyrie Irving a member of these secret societies that he says exist? Just throwing stuff out there, Skip. It's just sad that this is what he's become. But Kyrie, I don't even know if you know who Craig Hodges is, but you better be careful. If you don't know who he is, might need to reach out to him and have a conversation. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
Well, because
remember what happened to Craig Hodges? The three-point contest guy?
Yes, I do.
And he had,
Oh, yeah. Okay, I got you. All right. I'm with you. I believe in free speech. If Kyrie Irving wants to quit basketball and go home and become a crusader for whatever cause that he wants to crusade for on social media, I am all for him. I say, go, Kyrie, go. But unfortunately for him right now, he makes $37 million to represent a very big business known as the Brooklyn Nets, who play for a much bigger business called the National Basketball
NBA.
Association.
That is correct.
Both of which are heavily reliant on ad revenue from sponsors who sell products bought by people who are going to be Jewish or Christian or Islam, all of whom just got offended, I'm assuming, by Kyrie Irving. Okay, I'm going to try to tiptoe through this just to drive home for those who don't know what Kyrie did, to try to explain it. Okay, so by posting a link to a movie based on a book, movie came out in 2018, book 2015, it appeared strongly that Kyrie was endorsing and promoting said movie and book.
Right.
And the movie is based on the book that Rolling Stone calls venomously anti-Semitic, venomously, and cites, Rolling Stone does, statements within the movie that, quote, many famous high-ranking Jews have admitted to worshiping Satan or Lucifer. Okay, that's where we start. And another description of the film on Amazon that Kyrie linked to says, that the movie uncovers the true identity of the children of Israel by proving the true ethnicity of Abraham, Jacob, and many others. Find out what Islam, Judaism, and Christianity have covered up for centuries in regards to the true biblical identity of the so-called Negro in this movie packed with tons of research. Okay, he's free, again, to believe all of the above.
Right.
Maybe there's some truth in that, but I don't know of it.
Right.
I'm just saying
I didn't see the movie and I haven't read the book.
Okay, I got you. Neither have I. I'm reciting what I'm reading.
Probably Kyrie hasn't either, but okay, go ahead.
You know what? You're probably right about that. But the problem is, this is going to offend so many people, especially the Jewish people, at the worst time, because Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, yesterday sponsored an ad that ran in NFL games, Stand Up to Jewish Hate, probably ignited to some extent by Kanye. Now, Kyrie didn't go completely Kanye as in speaking out against Jewish people.
Right.
It didn't come straight from Kyrie's mouth.
Right.
But I had to wonder, was Kyrie standing up, backing up Kanye? Was there something operating under the surface here? I don't know, but I just throw it out. I don't know. So for Kyrie, once again, it's worst. It's not just wrong place, wrong time. It's worst place, worst time. And obviously, his owner condemned him by tweeting, "I'm disappointed that Kyrie appears to support a film based on a book full of anti-Semitic disinformation." That's from your owner. Mm-hmm. And you mentioned ESPN's Nick Friedel went at it back and forth in the media session after the debacle of a loss that they had at home to Indiana. And by the way, they have to play Indiana again at home tonight. That's going to be fascinating to see how that unfolds. But they're going back and forth. And I just wanted Nick to say, well, wait a second, your owner condemned it. That's all you need to know, your owner. And then obviously the league followed suit because they can't have this. And yet, if I can cut through this, in Kyrie's mind, he is trying to uphold African-American history at the expense of Jews and Christians, Islam. You know, you can go on and on. It's at the expense of everything else.
Well, I don't look. Like I said, I don't really. Kyrie aside, I don't believe, Skip. I believe you can be pro-black without being anti-this. You don't have to be a Semite, and you don't have to be anti-white.
Absolutely.
And you don't have because sometimes I think the thing is that if I promote this, that means I hate that, and I don't want people to think that. But Kyrie Irving is the wrong messenger. If somebody else wants to deliver this message and can deliver it in a nice box to get people to understand and to sit down at the table, and we can have an honest conversation about what happened, what is. Okay, I'm fine. Kyrie Irving is just not the guy I want to hear from.
I hear you. So my bottom line takeaway, if I can go all the way to the end of this, whether Kyrie understands it or not, he is condemning the Bible on two fronts. He's condemning the Jews for the Old Testament and the Christians for the New Testament. Whether he likes it or not, he's endorsing, promoting that kind of condemnation of the full Old Testament, New Testament Bible. Does he really want that? Is that where he was heading? Or does he want to look like he's the smartest guy in the room when he really has no idea what he just plunged into?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't have any idea. I mean, I get it. But this is Skip. What are the next thing they thought they were getting? The guy took time off and didn't tell you he was going. The guy said at the time you hired the head coach, said we don't need a head coach. It's just one thing after another. So when do they think it's going to stop? He's not.
That's a great question. It got so bad that his best friend in the world said, I can't take him anymore. Kevin Durant said during the offseason, it was the story of the NBA offseason.
Yes.
I want out.
Yes.
Unfortunately, he had just signed a contract that hadn't even started yet for 4 more years and said, Joe Tsai.
And the owner said, you
shall stay. And there was a little bit of forgive and forget. And I'm sure they tried to clear the air. And let's try to run this thing back because maybe Ben Simmons will help. So far, not so good.
Right.
But the point is that you can just see it in their body language. They didn't show up against a bad Indiana team the other night and got embarrassed. And as Steve Nash said, it was a disaster.
Right.
So we're only, 6 games into the season,
Right.
and Nash is saying this is a disaster.
And they're already having a team-only meeting with just them and the head coach.
Yep.
And so for me, Skip, and this is what Kevin Durant was talking about, there's so much drama going on that's not basketball related. What Kyrie Irving has got himself into has nothing to do with basketball.
Wow.
We're not even talking about how poorly you're playing as a team, because he and KD are playing extremely well as individuals.
As individuals, exactly. In fact, as an individual, I'm not